So folks, look, welcome and thank you very much for coming along today. Jean and Cole, just Jean, would you like to just provide a little intro of what you've done prior to making the move in? And
Yep. Well, I've worked for an education company for the last 20 years of my working life.
Okay.
I was an area manager. I looked after over 1,000 childcare centres, opening them and setting them up, making sure they followed the rules. And then my husband had a stroke and I gave up my job to look after him.
Mm-hmm.
And after 6 years of high-level care, I just couldn't do it anymore and had to make the awful decision to put him in a nursing home.
Oh, yes.
Which meant I was at home on my own. Very big house, 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms,
Oh, wow.
in-ground pool, the whole bit.
Mm-hmm.
Cost me a lot of money. I had to have a pool man, I had to have a mower man.
Because you had a big block of land too,
Yes,
didn't
over
you?
1,000 square metres.
Yeah,
and I lived there by myself for 11 years.
Okay.
And it was lonely,
Yeah.
so lonely. And yes, I was going up to see my husband. He couldn't talk or couldn't walk.
Mm-hmm.
So visiting him was one thing, but it wasn't, a social type thing. And that's what I found was very lonely,
Yes.
very hard.
Yeah.
And after he passed away, I decided I'd wait. Everybody said, you don't make big decisions. But give it 12 months. And during that 12 months, I thought about it, and I thought, I have to get out of this house. I'm thinking, 11 years in the house by myself.
What's the next
What
chapter?
am I doing?
Yeah.
And the cost of running a home is just so much. And the house was 45 years old. We built it.
Mm-hmm.
And we were starting to need repairs, and I had to have roof repairs, had to have plumbing repairs. And every time you're calling somebody in, your appliances die. And I'm thinking,
hoping that those tradies do the right thing by things.
Exactly.
And how challenging is it to try and do that whole? I call it the project management side of it. People talk about all the maintenance they had to deal with on their own, right? When you actually break it down and talking to a number of people to get them to come in, possibly quote on the job, and then have your fingers crossed and toes crossed to make sure that it happens. Fast track through, and you saw the light.
I did, and it wasn't a train coming.
And it wasn't a train. And you're all aboard, weren't you? Really?
I was. When I came here, I met you, and I went home, told my family what I was thinking, and there were a few, Mum. And I've got a daughter who's a lecturer at the university, and I gave her all the paperwork that you gave me. I said, okay, you're the smarty, you do that.
That's it.
And she came back to me within a week and she said, Mum, it's the best idea.
Yeah.
She said, financially, everything, she said, you can't look back. You've got to look forward.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm lonely. And she said, right. And that's when I went ahead and I pestered you.
That's it.
I did pester you.
You did too. But the thing about it was that you made that transition through. We've known each other for a little while now.
Yes.
Because I can remember when I first started with this project for Keyton, back through the COVID years, and you'd come in and visit me and you'd say, righto, Braden, I'm ready to do this. I'd say, you sure, Cole? Yes, I am. And then you'd get cold feet. And you'd say, no, sorry, not ready yet. But let me understand because we went through the first stage. But then you came to me one day and you said, I'm definitely doing it. And what was the turning point for you? Why did you want to come into a retirement village?
Well, I did have a wake-up call when I passed out in the home by myself.
Okay.
That was the major thing. And I also had a friend in Ballina who I'd known for 50 years. And he was living what he thought was his dream. He was a few years older than me. And he'd live in his dream. He had a 2-bedroom townhouse, stone's throw from the water.
Okay.
And he got onto the stage where he was riding a scooter and things like that. And I could see that he was his one daughter was in Newcastle, he was in Ballina, his other daughter lived half an hour away, and he was lonely and things like this. And
Do you want to end up like him?
yeah, I thought to myself, well, do I want to be like that, you know? And I am the dad, and like you, my daughter said, do it, Dad, do it.
Brilliant.
And I said, well, I'm selling a house just to move into something small. Do it, Dad, do it. And I felt that at first I couldn't see the value in it, I guess. Moving from a 4-bedroom house to a 2-bedroom villa and similar sort of pricing. But at the same time, it was the market. That's the way it was.
But now being in it, can you see the value?
I do. I see the value in the whole thing the way I've moved in, with the options of the contracts that were offered.
Okay.
And the choice you were given, and that was personal choice for everybody. But yeah, there's a...
And the value, when we talk about this value, and it's really a, like I say a lot of it, there's a lifestyle component to retirement living, and that's a major factor.
Absolutely.
Because I say to everybody, and including, you know, I believe it, that we only get one go at this.
That's exactly
Right?
right.
We
No
might as well make
second
it a good
chances.
go, right? There's no second chances. So the lifestyle component, particularly when you're retired, is important. And financial is important too, to a point.
To a point.
To a point. And I think we were talking before about with your maintenance, and same goes for you too, Jean, is that there's a lot of value in retirement living when you're comparing maintenance and social component and being on your own. You can do this over here and look at the 4 walls and hope for a phone call that somebody will ring you to invite you out, right? Or you can come across to retirement living, and the family, as I see a lot of, is saying, crikey, we cannot get in touch with mum or dad because they're always out doing something.
That's true.
Right?
That's very true.
You think?
Yes.
Yeah. And you have that ability. I mean, Cole, you touched on it before about the, you know, meeting a neighbour and going down and playing pool. Did you have a pool table at home?
Not for the last 60 years, 70 years, I suppose, maybe.
Okay.
But yes, that was the start of my enjoyment of the pool cue, I suppose.
Getting involved in the community was, there's always one little trigger, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Whether you go down and get the mail out of the mailbox and you meet somebody, or you go along to a swimming class. Now, do you do swimming?
I do the aqua class here.
Okay.
And I chose to do the 8 o'clock class in the morning on a Friday.
Yeah.
There's 10 of us in the class. We
Okay.
have a lot of fun.
Right.
We've got a registered physiotherapist that
Okay.
works with us.
Yeah, good.
And, you know, but it's where I've met some of the ladies I've now got involved with and some of the gentlemen. And we just enjoy that time, and we think, well, you know, this will make up for the cakes and things we have and coffee and tea.
Talking about making friends when you first move in, living in the apartments here, you meet people in the lift, in the garage, you talk in the garage, in the lift, and this is how I got to know people here.
That's it.
And it was very friendly, and everyone says good morning, and having a good morning can make you feel better.
That's it. Yeah.
And when I didn't have COVID when the epidemic was on, or pandemic, whatever it is. I didn't have it then, but I caught it just 6 months ago.
Oh, okay.
And Jan and Graham every day knocked on my door to see I was okay. Only put the header on the door, but they made sure that I was fine, you know.
Actually, they're the little key touch points of what the major differences are of living in a residential area as opposed to living in a retirement village.
Exactly.
And you cannot, you know, it's gold.
Yep.
It is absolutely gold dust because they're the little things, isn't
And
it?
it's the little things that make such a difference.
Yeah.
And sorry.
You
I was going to say what I find as well, that I don't get bills here. I get one once a year, once a month,
That's it. The monthly one.
and a very cheap electricity bill.
Yeah.
Very.
And I got my car insurance and my car radio. And
Lucky
that's
you.
it.
I tell you what, I am so envious of you guys. 'cause
Honestly, it's amazing that
it is.
bills seem to disappear. I don't know if you find the same thing, but
Well, I have, because in my old house I had the pool. Even though I had solar, the cost of my electricity bill was huge. I had a gas bill. I had land rates.
That's it.
I had water rates. I had, and of course, house insurance and contents insurance,
That's right.
plus your car, as you say. The thing here is I've got the electricity bill, which is very, like, under $100.
Yeah.
The bill for the
For internet.
the internet and all that.
Yeah.
It's $59,
Yeah.
and
That's manageable.
that's
about it.
that's it. Oh, and I've got the contents insurance. Well, I laughed because when I did the contents insurance, the girl said, "Oh, that'll be $450. Do you want to pay it monthly?" I said, "No, actually, I'd just pay that one whole, thanks." Whereas in the house, they were thousands.
And one of the things some of the feedback I get from folk too is that, can I afford living in the village here on my own?
Yep.
Right? And I'm sure that, you can, honestly say that you can.
Yes,
It can be done.
yeah.
absolutely.
Particularly when you look at the other costs. I'm thinking too of the gardeners and hoping that the
Yeah.
mailman will turn up on the day that he's supposed to turn up on. You don't have any of that worry anymore.
And that's all gone up since I sold my house.
As it does.
All the costs.
Yeah.
And they're the things that I looked at moving in here, and actually discussed it yesterday with several residents. The difference in our bills from being in our houses to now living in the retirement village.
Yeah.
And it's huge.
And so much better off living in
Yep.
the retirement village,
Yeah.
is it? Yeah.
I mean, I had the gardeners were here the other day, and they trimmed the hedge at my place, and they were lovely. They said, we'll just do the backyard. I've got a little yard because I used to have a dog. He passed away 6 months after I moved in.
Okay.
But, it's so lovely. I just come back and everything's done, and I think, oh, yeah. And I haven't had to pay you.
I mean, the swimming pool, it's always a bone of contention, with anybody that I talk to. And I say to folk, well, look, if you move in here, the only thing you have to do with this pool is swim in it.
Yeah, and
they
that's
go,
what we
"Oh,
do.
Seriously. What's also a key takeaway with retirement living, and particularly from Keyton's aspect too, is that there's a lot of activity that happens in the village, in all of our villages throughout Australia.
Yeah.
And I think one of the key the key criteria to one of Keyton's things is inclusiveness and making sure that our communities come together, and there's a focus on the social component of that, right? And there's a number of initiatives that Keyton does roll out from time to time, and with the social calendar of events.
Yes.
And there's always a social committee.
Yes.
Run
with
by
several.
for the resis, run by the resis, as they say, and let's understand what can happen if we look at a typical month, because I know with some of the feedback I've had from families is that, oh crikey, I can never get in contact with mum or dad or both because they're always out doing something in the village.
Yeah.
Oh look, instead of today, it's going to have to be tomorrow in the afternoon, and I've got this time, and that's it. So Jean, what activities, for instance, with this village?
Well, I do the aqua aerobics. I am involved in the car games, cards and everything on a Monday. There's bingo once a month. There's a craft group. I could knit to save my life. So they're teaching me how to sew up blankets.
But you go along for the social.
Oh yeah.
Don't you?
Well, that's what they said. Just come along, have a cup of coffee, and you put on weight when you're here.
Is that a warning to everyone out there? Right?
No, it just means that there's so many social things
Yeah,
that you can join in
yeah.
or you don't have to join in.
'Cause
Nobody's
I've
going to
even
make
seen
you.
it too with the, like, obviously we've got happy hour, right?
Yep.
And there's other events like that through the week or through the
Yes.
month. But then there's opportunity for folk to travel.
Yeah, well,
Right.
we've got a bus trip next week to look at the tulips
Okay.
up at Barrel.
What are you tiptoeing through the tulips down at Barrel?
No, I'm going to find a coffee shop.
Are you there?
I don't like tulips.
But you're going anyway, aren't
Oh,
you?
yes, yes.
That's right.
I've been to a couple of the bus trips. They're
Have
quite
you?
fun.
Yeah.
We'll encourage you, Colin.
One day.
Okay?
One day will come.
All
Well,
right.
you know, I mean, look, and in other villages that I work in too, I see that there's people that go on cruises together.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Well, I am going on a cruise
Are you?
in January
Okay.
with new people I've met here in the village.
Oh, wow.
Because
Okay.
I'm on my own.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Good on you.
it's hard. So there's another lady that I've met and we've made very good friends.
Brilliant.
She's on her own.
Yeah.
And then there's Rebecca and Steve.
Okay.
And they said, well, we're doing this cruise. So Jeanette and I said, well, okay. They said, well, come and join one of our cruises. And I said, okay. And we did.
And do you think you would have done that if you were living in your home?
No.
No. I think that's another key
Yeah.
one too, is that
Yeah.
you do have that ability to be able to get out and about.
Yeah.
You know, and
Exactly.
depending on how much you want to do, it's
And
really your
also,
call.
when you're a single person, it's, you know, it's hard sometimes to go to things on your own,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
particularly when a lot of your friends have got their significant other.
Yes.
You feel like the third wheel.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Whereas here, there's a lot of widowers and widows and whatever, and you can always
And you
find
mix.
someone. Yeah, everything mixes.
And you've got some.
everybody says, you know, hi. In the house, my neighbours were all working
Yeah.
and they had younger children. And that's why I thought, what am I doing in a great big house? It needs a family. It doesn't
That's it.
need an old person in there. So,
Well, you know, you've had good use of it. You've had
Loved it.
plenty of memories, and there comes a point in your life where you think, okay, what's my next steps going to be? Am I going to stay here, or do I have that ability to get out there and start a brand new chapter in
it's
your
a
life?
new life.
That's right. You don't leave it too late.
No.
Don't leave it too late. Yeah, do it when you can, not when you have to.
That's right.